Hi everyone, this is Amy from the channel Dare to Dream. And yes, there has been a change in my channel name. YouTube offered me an opportunity, or I think they do this to everyone. They say if you want to change the name of your channel, you can. And I didn't really want to keep my channel name the same, so it's Dare to Dream now. But it's still me, Amy, in Holland, the Canadian girl in Holland. And today's video is about a vision board. And this vision board has been something that I've thought of doing for many years now. I actually think that I have used the concept of vision boards for a long time, but not actually done the board. I've more just wrote down what I wanted and imagined that it was real and did positive affirmations, and I have manifested some things in my life that I wanted. And this spring of 2013, I've been going through a lot of changes, a lot of soul searching and asking spiritual questions and getting answers as well. So I thought it would be a great time to take Monique, the girl from the Big Girl Diaries channel. I would take her suggestion and do a vision board, and I'll show you what it is now. So I first started with this cardboard box, and I thought it would be a good idea to use a box, and it is pretty on the outside, so that I don't have to just throw it out. I can use it as a box afterwards, because some people recommend that with your vision board you should just put it away and not look at it for a while. And after I've done this vision board, it helped me to realize that all the things that are on my board I don't need to look at every day to remember what I want or need. So my process was starting with magazines and ripping out pictures of things that brought me joy or I had a positive feeling about, and I also had some intentions of what I wanted to see. And when I taped glued everything to the vision board, I started in the center. I'm sorry, you can hear my dog sneezing. Gesundheit, Sophie. God bless you, babe. Here's my dog. Say hello, Sophie. Hello. She says hello with her tail. Hello there, baby. Say hi to YouTube. What do you say? You say hello, YouTube. Oh, she's a pretty girl. Yeah. Perhaps she wants outside. So, Mama's gonna let you outside. Here you go. There. Okay, so back to the vision board. I started in the center with the things that meant most to me, and the feeling is what I want. The feeling of being free and jumping into the water. I love water, and this girl looks like she's having so much fun. And that's kind of the feeling that I wanted of life, is to feel free and fun and happy and smiling. Then we have balloons, and this also symbolized freedom for me, but this process of making a vision board was actually a really big learning process for me, because I started to notice how those synchronicities that we call coincidences happen, but actually maybe this exercise, I think this exercise was therapeutic in itself. And so why I say this is because I was looking at the balloons, and the whole time that I was applying this to the board, I was thinking of letting the balloons go. And then I realized that if you let the balloons go, all of these tangles where the strings are together would probably untangle themselves. And so I thought, well, this is kind of a symbol of how if you let things go, things will untangle themselves. A very deep thought. I'm laughing, but I'm serious in some ways too. I just thought it was kind of a funny observation. And then I also have tops to symbolize childlike playfulness And you can see a fireplace here. That's for warmth and comfort and relaxation. These are the feelings that I want to have. And of course, travel is very important to me. I love traveling, flying or being on the road. And then you can see somebody's path, someday my path, with some dogs. And I love dogs. Dogs are like one of the most important things in my life. Then I have some people on the beach, and I love the beach. The beach is like one thing that's very important in my life as well. And then I have Dr. Phil, because often I learn a lot from Dr. Phil's his counsel to other people, and I've actually thought that someday I probably will meet Dr. Phil. I don't know if it will ever come true, but sometimes I've had these deep down feelings that something's going to happen, and it does. So maybe someday I'll meet Dr. Phil, and often I definitely think I could use some counseling from him, but I don't know about putting myself out there on TV. So the next thing that we'll go on to is nature, and I put a sticker of Canada there because I think I probably will return to Canada to live someday. I really would like to, but having lots of nature around me is important. And then also very important, but maybe not as important as these things that I went over already, was the presence of art in my life. I love art. I love looking at art, drawing, painting, especially painting and putting together images like this vision board is kind of a collage. Also, makeup is part of my artistic side, and this is something I want to keep in my life. There's more travel plans, and a paintbrush that's painting, and the American flag, because I would love to travel all across the United States. There's so many places I'd like to see in the States. And then here is an article called Queens of the Road. Two ladies travel across the country, I believe, in a camping trailer. And I really wouldn't want to go with just a girlfriend of mine, actually. I would probably want to go with, well, maybe a girlfriend. I don't know. Who cares? It's not so important, but in a camper would be quite nice, actually. Although I would like to stay in motels some of the time, too. And then you probably noticed in the center again was a lady with really, really long eyelashes. And this is kind of something personal to me, that I naturally have really long eyelashes. Of course, hers are fake as well, because who has lashes that long? But I actually have trichotillomania, which is an anxiety disorder where you pull out your hair, and thankfully I don't pull it out of my head, but I pull out my eyelashes often. And so a lot of the time I don't have any eyelashes, or I have just a few, and I want to change that. And sometimes I do well, sometimes I've done well for months, and then I start pulling them out again, kind of not even noticing that I'm doing it, or I can feel like a burning and itching sensation, and I just feel like I have to pull them out. But that's one of the things that learning from Dr. Phil can help me with. Although I don't like his opinion on trichotillomania, which is that he thinks that you should just grow up and learn to control your impulses, and I don't think that that's a very nice way to approach the trichotillomania issue. So anyway, Dr. Phil doesn't have all the answers, of course. And then I see I added the cupcake that is chocolate, my favorite flavor, and it's actually the celebration is what I wanted to identify with in this picture, was celebration. But I do have a little spot here with stickers and a cookie to symbolize a healthier relationship with food, while I can still enjoy my favorite foods and candy and cake at celebrations. I would like to have a healthier relationship, or a healthier approach to food, because I eat too much, and too much junk too often. So that's also on my vision board. This is one of my favorite pictures from the vision board. I would love to visit a place like this. Beautiful buildings, and I've even thought maybe I would use this as a guide for painting because it would make a pretty painting. But it's funny, when I did my vision board, I said that a lot of things came up. Well, this is what came up, is that I noticed it's a really beautiful street, but there are lots of people looking out the windows with binoculars staring at you. And I really don't want to be stared at, but it's like all eyes on you. But anyway, the scene is what is important, and that is a beautiful hill with beautiful buildings with flowers everywhere, and then a bright blue sky. And again, here you saw Live Your Best Life and the fireplace, which I talked about. And here is the ocean again, and a girl running into the ocean, which is amazing. I love the ocean. And then up here we have a picture of many boats. I love boats. I would love to own a boat someday, even if it's not an expensive one. My dad actually had a really crappy boat when we were kids, but he used to take us around the lake, and it was one of the best memories that I had in my life, was going boating with my dad. And when I posted this picture, it was mostly because it was boats and the sky was beautiful. It looked like a nice place. But then as I was thinking about it, I was like, this kind of looks like a boat army. And I kind of like that idea of having many people behind me as like my protection or my backup, my support. So now this symbolizes not only having a boat and enjoying the sea, but also having an army of support and protection. Then you can see I started to get into the materialistic things, but we'll go into that later. I have Jesus here, and he is actually the center of my life. Although I say that, I actually don't think that I practice putting him in the center of my life. And this is part of my spiritual change, that I want to put my spirituality and my faith and sharing that with other people in some way, even if I don't tell them. I guess I don't know what I want to say here. I want to share my spirituality in a way, but I feel that rather than just talking about it, that it should be my actions. Actions speak louder than words, and Jesus is at the center of that. And moving along, here is a girl with a glass of wine, and she was sitting talking with friends, it looked like, and I thought she was beautiful, and I said, this is kind of what I want to see in my life. And Christmas tree, OMG, I love decorating Christmas trees, and pink and purple was my theme this year, and I just had to put the Christmas tree here because I love decorating for Christmas. It's so artistic, and it's like the most wonderful time of the year, of course. And then here we have pictures of some, what I would symbolize as Africans. They could be from other countries, of course, but to me this symbolized African ladies, because I have a friend that's doing a charity helping people in Africa, and so to me, I would like to be an inspiration and also help people that need help. And so that's why I have the May We Help You. And my friend is helping people in Africa by having a school there. She has a school opened there to help young women and teenagers, actually women of all ages, but mostly younger girls, like between 11 and say 19, help them to get an education where they wouldn't be able to afford to if she wasn't there. Then I have more Christmas scene, the fireplace, and lots of stockings, because time with family, especially at Christmas, is extremely important. And then I got into a home that has high ceilings and has big beautiful art and lots of doors and windows, and it just looks so cozy and open and airy at the same time, and so that was my dream. But then we start to get to the part that kind of surprised me, and that was that a lot of people, when they look at their vision board, and here's an overview of the whole vision board. They often think of money and riches, I think. Like, that was the first thing that came to mind, actually, is what do I want? What is on my list of things? Oops. Nothing serious. Anyway, what is on my list of things that I really want? And of course, you think of diamonds and like here, and gold, and jewelry and fashion, and like watches and brand name bags and everything like that. And really, I started to think after I assembled this that I really don't care about those things. Yes, it would be nice to have some nicer things in life, but I feel like I have mostly everything. No, I have a home, of course. What am I trying to say? I want to sum it up. Yes, I could do with more material things. I don't have a car. I left all of my possessions behind when I moved from Canada to Holland 4 years ago, and I still haven't accumulated a lot of the big things, like an excellent bed. We have a bed, but it's got a really crappy mattress and not supportive. I would love to have a brand new, huge, nice bed, and so this is kind of my symbol for that. Lady sitting, lying in balloons. Like, I would love to have a brand new bed. We don't have a dryer. We have a really small washer and no dryer. It's common here in Europe to have really small appliances, and I miss my big, badass appliances. So those are the material things, and like a boat that I mentioned before, that would really make a difference. But to have all of the jewelry and watches and amazing fashion, diamonds, I really don't need those things. So I kind of moved them all to this end of the board, because it's not that important, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. It's more the happiness and the feelings of security and warmth and freedom and celebration and nature and art that are more important than all of these material things. And I do have the beach here, and that is still something that's so important in my life, is to spend lots of time at the beach. But one thing that was also a synchronicity is that I really have wanted to go on a cruise all my life. And I couldn't find a picture of a cruise ship, but I was also cutting out pictures, and this is kind of a private part, but I was cutting out words to put on my vision board. And I noticed that this part where it says sky is the limit, when I cut it out, it looked like a ship. So I put it right on the water line to symbolize that I want to go on a cruise someday. So again, that's one of the things that money can buy, is a ticket on a cruise ship. But yeah, the whole point of putting all of the material kind of things over here was that it's not as important as the feelings that I would want from having certain things in my life. And so I guess this video is already like 18 minutes, and I'll try to wrap it up here, but I guess this vision board did help me to realize that I probably don't really need a vision board of all the expensive things, and I really probably don't need a vision board for even these things, because these are more of reminders to myself. But doing the process of making this helped me to understand what I want and what I need. And since I've done the vision board, which was about 5 or 6 weeks ago, I just have had like a lot of amazing things happen to me as far as finding spiritual information and helping me to set my goals. I actually have started writing my own life story. Well, I had been doing this for many, many years, but I've actually come a long way. Like, I've got a quarter of a book written now. And it all happened after I did my vision board, because I felt like it was one of the steps that I needed to take towards feeling like the freedom, the childlike happiness that you see from the tops and so on. So thank you, Big Girl Diary. Money